Hi everyone, it is Caitlin and Melissa over there who's currently working on station stuff. We hope you're all getting excited for IPASS Day next week. We're going to make a couple videos for you guys. This video is going to be specifically about this schedule, so you guys know what is happening for both days. And then after this, we'll be sending out a video explaining the different stations for you guys. So everyone is caught up and ready to go. For those of you that don't know, IPASS Day is next week, IPASS Days. 6th grade day is going to be on Wednesday, the 12th, and 5th grade day is going to be 13th, which is Thursday. I'm going to pull up the different schedules that we've made for you guys and just go through each of them. Okay, so this will be shared out with you guys virtually. Melissa and I will also print this out so you guys will have a hard copy the day of. We are going to print schedules for students as well, and they will have maps on the back so everyone knows where these stations are. So if we look at this overwhelming document, the first 4 tabs here, which are all color-coded blue, is all the first day. So these 4 tabs are all day 1 on Wednesday. That is, again, going to be 6th grade IPASS Day. So this first tab is probably the easiest one to understand. This is 6th grade students. So the students will be traveling from station to station with their homerooms. So if we look at this schedule, Buchanan's homeroom is going to start at station 1. They're then going to go to station 2, station 3, station 4, station 5. How we have set the day up both days is both days are following this top schedule. So Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to run periods 1 through 5 at these times. There's going to be a break in the middle, which I'll explain later, for lunch. And then we're going to run periods 6 through 10. We found this was just a little bit easier to help with coverages and things like when the cycle or PE teachers are helping us out. They wouldn't have to rush back in halfway through a period to cover someone else because they didn't line up. This just worked a little bit better for us. So this one is pretty simple. Again, I'll use Stacy as an example. Her kids are going to start at station 1. They'll go to station 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the first lunch period. So after they come inside, they are going to report to the lunchroom at 10:20. For the remaining 2 periods, they're going to go back to Stacy's homeroom for that time. And I'll go over who's covering those when we get there. While they're in homeroom, Steph and Tara have made a survey that students are going to work on during that time period. And then we are going to have a little poster competition where students are going to be able to design a poster with one of our 5 IPASS words. But Steph and Tara are going to send out some information on that so you guys have exactly what to do. So you see your 10 homerooms and where each one is rotating to. Our second tab, the 6th grade station schedule, is simply what staff members are covering what stations during each time. So if I look at station 1, I tried to leave people at the same station for 1/2 of the day, and then I switched everyone to a different station in the afternoon just because I know last year it felt kind of repetitive to be at the same station all day. So I did want to move you guys. So station 1 in the morning is Stacy and Teresa. They're at station 1 that whole time. I tried to partner you guys up with the same people first half of the day and then switch it again second half of the day. So if I follow Stacy, sorry, I'm using you a lot as an example in this. Stacy's going to be at station 1 for the first 5 periods. In the afternoon, she's going to move to station 2. And she's going to be there all for the afternoon. Wherever we had PE or cycle that would normally have a 6th grade class that day, we just threw them in at different stations. So normally PE is period 5 for 6th grade. So you'll see there's an extra person at those stations. We just envisioned using those people if anyone needs a bathroom break, if anyone needs to go fill up a water bottle, you have an extra person where you can run inside and do those things. They're kind of there for relief. And we rotated those people throughout the periods they were able to come out, so everyone kind of had an extra turn to run inside if they needed anything. And if you are someone who has 2 people at your station, which most people do, 6th grade ran a little bit short on coverage, but If you need to go inside and take a break, go do that. That's totally fine. The third tab is just the teacher view. So it's pretty much that same schedule, but you guys can actually find your name and watch what you're doing all day if that's a little bit easier. So again, Stacy, you're first. I'm just going to keep using you. Sorry. So Stacy is at station 1 all morning. She is then going to take lunch when her homeroom goes to lunch. While her students are back in her homeroom, that first lunch period, she's going to take her prep. And then I have a note there that Howman and Donegan are covering that prep period. So Howman and Donegan are going to go into her homeroom for that period to cover her students. Where it is marked homeroom means, Stacy, you will be back in your homeroom with your kids at that time. So every teacher has a lunch and has a prep coverage during that lunch block time. Where it says prep, again, it's marked with who should be covering you. If I go down to, I'll use Jason as an example. You see his station down here is marked where he is covering Sandra's homeroom at that time. So you guys should on this be able to find your name and see where you are for the day. So Teresa's at station 1 all day. She's then covering for Kayla. She has her prep, she has her lunch. If again, there is any questions about this, because I know there is a lot of information here, please feel free to find myself or Melissa or Steph or Tara or anyone kind of working with IPASS, and we'll be happy to explain that for you. So that is what 6th grade is doing for 6th grade day. While 6th grade day is happening, this is what 5th grade is going to be doing. So again, those times line up. Everyone is following the same timed schedule. Periods 1 through 5, it's a normal 5th grade day. So if your students normally go to gym period 1, they're still going to gym. If you normally have prep period 1, you are still having your prep period 1. The periods are just going to be a lot shorter. They're averaging 15 minutes. So for figure each ELA, math, science, social studies block, you're really getting about a half hour with your kids. Quick, I know, but hopefully the kids will enjoy. During that lunch period, let me go back. So if, let's say, a student normally has lunch period 5, they're still going to go down to the lunchroom period 5, and we are going to let the kids have recess at that time. So for those 15 minutes, they can get outside, they can run around, they can have their normal break. Because that was not enough time for the students to eat lunch, we are still having them follow this lunch schedule in the middle of the day. So once we get to these 3 periods in the middle of the day, we have lunch 1, lunch 2, lunch 3. All of 5th grade is going to report to the auditorium. From the auditorium, we are going to be calling students down to the lunchroom to actually eat their lunch. So this I just did alphabetically. So during lunch 1, Carenti, Colony, and Ferentino, your homerooms are going to go down to the lunchroom to eat. Lunch 2, Kajetsky, Komiak, Murillo, and North, your homerooms are going to go down to the lunchroom to eat. And then Carenti, Colony, and Ferentino, your kids would come back to the auditorium. So you guys are just rotating in and out of the auditorium. While you are in the auditorium, Miss Ficino found, I believe it's Wonder Years. Don't hold me to that just yet, but I believe the students are going to be watching episodes of Wonder Years, so they each are seeing an episode for each of those periods. While the students are in the auditorium, these are the teachers that should be covering them. So period 1 in the auditorium, or lunch 1, Kajetsky, Komiak, Murillo, North, Matullo, and Kaufman are going to be in the auditorium watching the students, making sure they're behaving properly, sitting in their seats, watching the movie, relaxing, etc. The other 2 periods, I'll use Kajetsky as an example. Kajetsky can go take lunch and prep. So you guys are having periods built in where you also have a lunch and a prep on this day. Hopefully that makes sense. The next day, 5th grade, IPASS day, is the exact same thing, just reversed. So here is 5th grade schedule. I just did this teachers again, alphabetical. So Allison's kids are going to start at station 1. They'll go 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. They will take their lunch Allison will also take her lunch at that time, and then her students will be back in her homeroom for lunch 2 and lunch 3. They then will go back outside and complete stations 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing when the 5th graders are in their homeroom on their IPASS day on Thursday. There's going to be a survey for them to fill out and a poster for them to design. So we do have activities for them while they are in homeroom. Fifth grade schedule looks a little bit neater because there was more 5th grade staff available. So everyone lined up nicely. So everyone has a partner in 5th grade. And then again, cycle and PE teachers are rotated in where they would normally have had 5th grade students on Thursday. So for the morning, Allison and Miss Bream are together at station 1. Heine comes out period 1 because he normally would have 5th graders period 1. Again, if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, take a break, fill up a water bottle, that's a great time to do it. I partnered teachers up for the morning. Oops. And then in the afternoon, everyone has a different partner and a new station. The 5th grade IPASS teacher schedule is the same thing. It is just broken down by teacher. So you can find your name. If I was Tiff, I could go over here, click my name. Tiffany is at station 7 all morning. She then takes her prep. Kadena is going to cover her for that prep. So Kadena would go into Tiff's homeroom at that time. Tiff's students then go to lunch. Tiff also takes her lunch. And then she is back in her homeroom with her students for lunch 3. She then will go back outside and she is at station 8 for the afternoon. Again, if anyone has a question about where they're going to be, please, please, please feel free to reach out and have me explain this. Again, no problem whatsoever. Same thing for our 6th grade students. While the 5th grade is having their IPASS day on Thursday, 6th grade is following a normal schedule. If Johnny normally has ELA periods 1, 2, he is still going to have period 1, 2 ELA. If Johnny normally eats lunch period 5, he is going to report to the lunchroom for period 5. He is just going to have recess during those 15 minutes. Lunch 1 on 5th grade IPASS day for the 6th grade is going to be ELA homeroom. So during that lunch 1 period, Muller, Buchanan, Osbin, your kids are going to go to lunch, which would match the day before. Their lunch is that first period both days. In the auditorium, the teachers making sure the students are all behaving are going to be the math teachers, including if you teach math special ed. Lunch 2 is going to be our science social studies homerooms. They will go to lunch. And then ELA teachers will be covering. Lunch 3, math homerooms are going to go to lunch. And the teachers covering will be science social studies. If you are someone that fits multiple of these categories, like I think some of our special ed teachers do both ELA and science and social studies, make sure you are in the auditorium to cover at least one of those periods, please. So that is the schedule. I don't think I have left anything out. Again, I know that is a lot of information. So if anyone has questions, please, please, please ask. Shoot me an email. Come find me. We will be able to help you out. And then we will also be sending out a video explaining the different stations. So once you see where you're at, you can kind of fast forward the video to hear the description for your stations so you guys know exactly what to do at those stations. That is all. Have a lovely day, everyone.